Consider the humble ant, a paragon of industry, a slave to the colony. Now imagine its brain, hijacked, its purpose twisted into a grotesque parody of its former life. This, my friends, is the Cordyceps fungus at work. Is this merely a biological curiosity, a macabre footnote in the grand textbook of nature? Or is it a harbinger of things to come, a fungal premonition, whispering of our own inevitable obsolescence? What if our thoughts, our dreams, our very sense of self are nothing more than fleeting chemical reactions, vulnerable to manipulation by forces we scarcely understand? What if we are already infected? The story begins not in a laboratory, but in the humid jungles of Southeast Asia. Here, the Ophiocordyceps unilateralis reigns supreme, a puppet master of the insect world. The fungus infiltrates the ant's body, hijacking its nervous system. It compels the ant to leave its colony, to seek out a specific location, a graveyard for its kind. There, at a precise altitude and humidity, the ant clamps down with its mandibles, its final act of servitude. A fruiting body then erupts from its head, raining spores upon its unsuspecting brethren. This is not mere parasitism. It is a complete subjugation of will, a rewriting of the victim's very being, a chillingly efficient form of mind control. But what makes this fungus so adept at manipulating its host? The answer lies in its complex chemical arsenal, a cocktail of psychoactive compounds. These compounds target specific neurotransmitters in the ant's brain, hijacking its decision-making processes, turning it into a mere vessel for the fungus's propagation. Now I know what you're thinking, but we're not ants! Our brains are far too complex to be controlled by a simple fungus. Are we so sure? Consider the phenomenon of toxoplasmosis, a parasitic infection spread by cats. It has been linked to changes in human behavior, including increased risk-taking and impulsivity. While not as dramatic as the cordyceps ant scenario, it demonstrates that our brains are not immune to parasitic manipulation. Our minds are permeable, vulnerable. And what about the fungi already residing within us? Our microbiome, a vast ecosystem of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, plays a critical role in our health and well-being. Could these internal fungal networks be subtly influencing our thoughts, our cravings, our very perceptions of reality? Could our microbiome be the puppet master and we the unwitting puppets? The scientific community dismisses the possibility of a cordyceps-like fungus evolving to infect humans. Our immune systems are too complex, they say. Our body temperature is too high. But evolution is a relentless force, a cosmic arms race with no end in sight. Nature finds a way, even if it means rewriting the rules of biology itself. And let's not forget the potential for weaponization. Imagine a government, a corporation, a rogue scientist harnessing the power of fungal mind control. The possibilities are terrifying. A dystopian nightmare where free will is an illusion and humanity is reduced to a collective fungal consciousness. Perhaps the zombie apocalypse isn't a Hollywood fantasy, but a biological inevitability, a slow, creeping fungal takeover of our minds and bodies. Consider the symptoms: loss of individuality, increased aggression, a single-minded focus on propagation. Sound familiar? Are we already exhibiting the early stages of fungal infection? Are our societies, our cultures, our very behaviors being subtly influenced by unseen forces? Perhaps our obsession with consumerism, our relentless pursuit of growth, our disregard for the environment are not signs of progress, but symptoms of a deeper, more sinister infection. We build our towers of hubris, fueled by an insatiable hunger. But what if that hunger isn't our own? What if it's the insidious influence of the fungal kingdom, slowly but surely consuming us from within? They say that ignorance is bliss. But in the face of such a potential threat, is blissful ignorance a luxury we can afford? Or is it already too late? Have we already crossed the point of no return, doomed to become mere fungal vessels in the grand tapestry of life? Perhaps the cordyceps is not a threat, but an inevitability, a natural progression in the cosmic dance of life and death. We cling to the illusion of control, of individuality, but ultimately we are all just biological machines, subject to the whims of nature. Is there a point to resisting the inevitable, to fighting against the natural order of things, or should we simply surrender to the fungal embrace? Perhaps in unity with the fungus we can transcend our individual limitations, achieving a collective consciousness far greater than the sum of our parts. Or perhaps this is just wishful thinking, a desperate attempt to find meaning in a meaningless existence, a comforting lie in the face of oblivion. The universe doesn't care about our hopes, our dreams, our fears. It is indifferent to our fate. We are but fleeting moments in its vast, uncaring expanse. So, embrace the absurdity, revel in the chaos, for in the end, all that remains is the fungus. And perhaps that's not such a bad thing after all. Sweet dreams, everyone!